You might be wondering if drinking tea affects sleep. Some people believe that tea containing caffeine may hinder sleep because caffeine is a stimulating substance that can make people feel mentally alert and find it challenging to fall asleep. However, others argue that drinking tea can actually improve sleep because tea contains the amino acid L-theanine, a calming substance that promotes relaxation and sleep. So, does drinking tea lead to better sleep or difficulty sleeping? This question doesn't have a definitive answer because the impact of tea varies from person to person and depends on factors such as the type of tea, brewing method, and the time of consumption. In this video, I will share some scientific knowledge about the relationship between tea and sleep, along with some recommendations to help you establish a tea drinking habit that suits you. The goal is to make tea consumption a healthy enjoyment rather than a source of trouble. If you're interested in this topic, please continue watching and hit the like button to show your support. Thank you. First, let's understand the two main components in tea, caffeine and L-theanine. These are crucial bioactive substances found in tea. Caffeine and L-theanine have opposing effects on our physiological functions, especially regarding sleep and alertness. So, how do caffeine and L-theanine individually impact sleep? Caffeine is a natural alkaloid that can cross the blood-brain barrier, entering our brain and helping inhibit a substance called adenosine. Adenosine makes us feel tired and sleepy. The longer we stay awake, the more adenosine accumulates in the brain. When adenosine binds to adenosine receptors in the brain, it slows down nerve cell activity, inducing drowsiness and promoting sleep. Caffeine's chemical structure is similar to adenosine, allowing it to bind to adenosine receptors without activating them, inhibiting their activity and counteracting the effects of adenosine. Caffeine can also increase the neurotransmitter dopamine, enhancing motivation, creativity, confidence, and decision-making. Thus, drinking tea can help boost alertness, cognition, and efficiency in work and study. However, caffeine has some adverse effects. Excessive caffeine consumption can lead to increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, overstimulation of the nervous system, and symptoms such as anxiety, nervousness, and insomnia. Caffeine's duration of action is not short either. Generally, caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours in the human body. This means that after drinking a cup of tea, half of the caffeine is still metabolically active 5 to 6 hours later. If tea is consumed before bedtime, caffeine may affect the speed of falling asleep and the quality of sleep, making it difficult to enter deep sleep and compromising physical and mental recovery. Sensitivity to caffeine varies among individuals, influenced by factors like genetics, weight, age, gender, dietary habits, and lifestyle. L-theanine, on the other hand, is an amino acid unique to tea leaves. It also crosses the blood-brain barrier, entering the brain and aiding in the production of gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, a neurotransmitter that inhibits brain excitability, making it easier to fall asleep and promoting deeper sleep. L-theanine can also increase serotonin, a neurotransmitter associated with mood enhancement, promoting feelings of happiness and satisfaction. Therefore, drinking tea can help reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance overall quality of life. L-theanine has a special synergistic effect with caffeine, mitigating caffeine's stimulating effects. This means that L-theanine can attenuate the excitability induced by caffeine, providing a calming effect without diminishing the alertness-enhancing properties of caffeine. This is why drinking tea can create a relaxed and refreshed feeling, unlike the jittery and anxious sensation associated with coffee. L-theanine's positive impact on sleep includes improving sleep quality, increasing deep sleep duration, reducing nighttime awakenings, and enhancing sleep efficiency. However, the effects of L-theanine vary among individuals. Nevertheless, L-theanine's effects are not without limitations. They are influenced by factors such as tea type, brewing method, and drinking time. In general, the level of L-theanine in tea is inversely proportional to the degree of tea fermentation. Less fermented teas, such as green tea, white tea, and yellow tea, have higher L-theanine content, while more fermented teas like black tea, red tea, and pu'er tea are more suitable for promoting alertness. Additionally, L-theanine content is affected by brewing water temperature and time. Higher water temperature and longer brewing time result in lower L-theanine content. Therefore, if you want to benefit from L-theanine's calming effects, it's advisable to choose low fermentation teas, brew at lower temperatures, and avoid long brewing times. Finally, L-theanine's effects also depend on the timing of tea consumption. Generally, the effects of L-theanine occur between 30 minutes and 2 hours after drinking tea. Now, let's talk about the caffeine content in tea. The caffeine content varies depending on the tea type and brewing method. In general, the higher the degree of fermentation, the lower the caffeine content in tea. Therefore, unfermented or lightly fermented teas, like green tea and white tea, have lower caffeine content compared to fully fermented teas like black tea and red tea. Brewing temperature and time also affect caffeine release, with higher temperature and longer brewing time resulting in more caffeine release. According to research, a 200 ml cup of tea contains approximately 10 to 80 milligrams of caffeine, while a cup of coffee with the same volume contains about 40 to 180 milligrams of caffeine. Although the caffeine content in tea is not exceptionally high, it should not be ignored. Some people may wonder if drinking tea affects sleep. The answer depends on individual constitution and tea drinking habits. Some people are more sensitive to caffeine and may feel excited or have difficulty sleeping even with a small amount of tea. Such individuals should try to avoid drinking tea in the evening or choose teas with lower caffeine content, such as green tea. Others are less sensitive to caffeine and may find tea consumption does not affect their sleep, or it may even help them relax. People in this category can drink tea in moderation, but excessive consumption should be avoided to prevent negative effects on other bodily functions. Generally, the half-life of caffeine is around 6 hours, so if you plan to sleep at 10 p.m., it's advisable to finish drinking tea before 4 p.m. to minimize the impact of caffeine. According to a study, consumption of caffeinated beverages may reduce total sleep time by 41 minutes and increase the risk of difficulty falling asleep by 27%. However, this doesn't mean that drinking tea will inevitably lead to sleep disturbances. Besides caffeine, tea contains amino acids that help relax the body, alleviate fatigue, and are associated with neurotransmitters serotonin and dopamine, which play crucial roles in regulating mood and improving sleep. L-theanine can also counteract the central nervous system's excessive excitement caused by caffeine, inducing a calm and tranquil feeling. For example, teas with higher L-theanine content, such as high mountain tea and Anji white tea, may contribute to better sleep. By reducing caffeine content and increasing L-theanine intake, one can achieve this effect. Specifically, skipping the first tea brewing is recommended since each brewing releases a certain amount of caffeine. As brewing frequency increases, the caffeine content decreases, while L-theanine remains consistent. Therefore, the second or third brew of tea is more suitable for nighttime consumption. Additionally, trying cold-brewed tea is an option because cold-brewed tea can have L-theanine content as high as 80% of hot-brewed tea, while caffeine release is only 30% of hot-brewed tea. In conclusion, whether drinking tea affects sleep depends on the type of tea, when and how it is consumed. Choosing the right tea allows you to enjoy its benefits both in the morning and at night without worrying about sleep disturbances. Tea not only boosts alertness, but also nurtures the spirit, offering numerous health benefits such as antioxidation, anti-inflammation, enhanced immune function, and regulation of blood pressure, blood sugar, and blood lipid levels. Therefore, drinking tea is a great healthy habit that, when done in moderation and at the right times, can make your life more enjoyable. I hope this video is helpful, and if you enjoy the content, please remember to share, comment, like, and subscribe for more information.